What's going on YouTube? It's Barrymore here for a deck profile. As you can see, for Ulforce. Ulforce is my favorite Digimon, so I wanted to share with you guys my profile and my take on how to play and what my build is looking like. So I'm going to start this off with our rookies, or our babies. I am playing 4 bt11s. bt11s is when you unsuspend, you get 1000 DP. This is more for matchups like Black or Gray, which is probably one of the hardest ones, if not the hardest matchup in this format, especially when everyone is going to be running it, and you're going to see it a lot whatever tournaments you're going to be in, whether it be locals or a big tournament. This is just to go up against him, because that extra 1000, going from 12,000 to 13, being able to match him, he's not going to be trying to block you, because he's not going to want to lose their stack, or they're not going to want to lose their stack. Unless they have a Yuya out, then you can almost always safely swing with your Ulforce and not worry about him redirecting it to you or to his Black or Gray to destroy your Ulforce, or you having to suspend it to evade it. This works out pretty good. I know the draw power of the Wanyamon is really important, but to me this is more important. Survivability is a lot more important, if you ask me. So that's it for the babies. As far as the rookies, we played 12. The first 4, the Vmon from EX1, inheritable. When you unsuspend, you get a memory. Very important to extend your plays with Ulforce whenever you get him out. This to me is the most important rookie to digivolve to in the beginning on your raising, because simply he only has 1 inheritable and no on play or anything like that. So you always want to try to see him in the beginning. If you draw into him, you want to go straight into raising with this guy. The other 4 we play are the new Vmon from bt11. This one on play, you get to reveal 3, you get to add a blue tamer, and you get to add a card with Vidra in it. This is one that you almost always want to hard play, just because you want to search and you want to get your pieces. If you're missing a Vidramon or Arrow Vidramon or an Ulforce or even a tamer, you play this guy out, search that, and then you'll have your piece that you need. His inheritable is also really good. When you play a blue tamer, you gain back a memory, so sometimes you'll have him in your stack and you'll go into the Ulforce, or even if you go into a Vidramon in a battle or wherever, when you play a tamer, you'll gain back a memory. So let's say you're playing a 2-drop tamer, you gain back 1, so you only play him for 1. But for the most part, you always want to go put him down for his on-play effect. Next 2 are going to be the starter deck Vmons. This is the one that you can warp into a Vidramon from this level 3 into a level 6, as long as they have a level 6 on their side of the field. You don't use that effect as much. It can come up, it rarely does, but let's say your opponent has a level 6 on the field, you have this guy on the raising, and then you bring him out and he gives you 2 memory, and let's say you have a memory boost, or even he gives you 4 memory. You can go straight into your Ulforceveedramon and start doing your plays with just off of this guy. The other effect is inheritable. If you have 8 or less than 8 cards in your hand on attack, you get to draw 1. So if you're running short of cards in your hand, if you're missing a tamer, this guy can help out, getting you that extra draw to maybe draw the piece that you need. The last 2 rookies are just 2 Madoki Betamons, your floodgates, stopping memory. This can be the other Digimon that Tsukaimon, the one that stops, they can't reduce Digivolution cost, so that can be played against. Also can go against Black or Gray, where they have to instead Digivolve for 2 from their Black or their Greymon X. They have to Digivolve for the full 4. Of course, it kind of sucks because they're going to pop one of your guys, and most likely it's going to be the one that is on the field that stopped the memory from them reducing the cost. But it does give you an extra turn in case you need it. Now onto the 4s, we play 4 of the new Vidramons from bt11. This Vidramon, whenever you play a tamer, and he's on the field, you get to draw an extra card. Inheritable, you get a memory back whenever you play a tamer, a blue tamer. You mostly always want to have this guy set up and raising on top of the Vmon from EX1 or even the one from bt11, because you want to go up your line and you want to have him in the inheritables. For the most part, you never really want to have them on the field, because it's, there are plenty of ways for them to pop your level 4s, and you're just going to be wasting a Veedramon, especially when this is the only Veedramon that we play. But if you have no choice and you have let's say you have a Vmon in the field and you want to Digivolve for 2 and then you want to drop a Tamer just to get the extra draw, you can always do that for sure. The next 4 champions are going to be the Leomons, because why not? Leomon is too good. Leomon becomes a blocker if you have a Tamer, and on deletion, you gain 2 memory and you get a draw. If you can choke your opponent with a Leomon at 1, they're not going to want to destroy this guy. They're not going to want to pass turn. So he's going to be pretty safe, and he's going to be there to stop their rookies from swinging for extra checks or whatnot. So you're definitely going to have value getting this guy out. And if you can't seem to find the Veedramon whenever you are in raising still and you have the Leomon, don't be afraid to go Leomon over your rookie in raising, because your main goal is to get into Ulforce as soon as possible. So like I said, don't be afraid to Digivolve into the Leomon and raising if you need to. The last 2 champions are going to be Lobomons, because Lobomon for game, that's why. No other explanation. Lobomon is just there to, if you need that last extra swing for game, then he's there. You can do Kumamon. People do Kumamon if they want to. Kumamon is a 1000 DP less, but he does strip a source. To me, it's a little. It's okay. It's just preference, really. You want to play Lobomon or you want to play Kumamon. Lobomon's just been there since BT4, so I really like Lobomon more. Onto your ultimates, we play 4 of the new Arrow Veedramon from BT11. Arrow Veedramon, whenever he's on the field, you can activate his main effect, which is suspending him to look at the top 3 for not 1 but all tamers. So if you hit 2 tamers, you're taking 2. If you hit all 3, you're taking all 3. There has been lots of times where I've hit 3 tamers, so you just got 3 cards off of one effect. So he's super good, and he also sets up your Ulforce for whenever he comes out on top of him to Digivolve over, because I'll explain that later here in a bit, but he does set up your Ulforce really nicely. His inheritable, you get to do one of your Arena's on play effects. For the most part, when you go into Ulforce, you're going to want to play Arena, so you're going to have her on play effect. But let's say you have another Vmon or Veedra even on the field, you drop your Ulforce with Arena, your Ulforce is going to get on play, and then as soon as you attack, your Vmon is going to get blocker evade as well. So now your Ulforce is a blocker with evade, and so is your Vmon with blocker and evade. So that way they won't be able to destroy them next turn if they try to delete any of your Digimon. So it does come up, the inheritable, just not as much as I would like it to. The last 3 ultimates are going to be the starter deck Arrow Veedramon. This guy also can set up your Ulforce because he has jamming and inheritably. Swing in safely for 1 check. He's suspended, and then you can go into your Ulforce and unsuspend with his effect. But the more important part is his inheritable. If you have 8 or more cards in your hand, he gets check +1. So this guy is your way of OTKing your opponent. You swing with him, they go down to 4 checks, restand with Ulforce, swing 2, restand with Arena or play another Tamer, swing again, and then restand 1 more time for game, or even Omni or Lobo. So this is your OTK card. But you have to be careful as well, because if you're playing against Black Ward or anything that has blocker, Mastemon, Black Ward, Greymon, they're gonna obviously block your attack. So you have to choose wisely of which one you go into, You gotta be able to anticipate if they're gonna be able to go into a block war, if they're gonna have a blocker out, and that's gonna be more powerful than your Ulforceveedramon. So you really gotta choose on which one you go into depending on your matchup. But definitely go into this one if you're playing against something like Grandis, where they don't really run blockers besides Kabuterimon. So you can safely swing into security and then go into your Ulforce plays. As far as your level 6s, Ulforce is all you need. They're from bt11. Ulforce on Digivolution, you play a Tamer. His other effect, once on both turns, no, sorry, on your turn, when you play a blue Tamer, he unsuspends. And then his last effect, when you play a Tamer, he can bounce a level 3 back to your opponent's hand, and it adds a level for every Tamer that you have on the field. So when you Digivolve over your Ulforceveedramon, let's say you go into this one and you have your plays, your Tamers, you go into him, Digivolve suspended, you play your Tamer, he unsuspends, and then you can continue your turn. Well, for the most part, if you have the full lineup where you gain back memory. So that's the combo that you're going to want to see and do all the time, is to unsuspend while your Ulforceveedramons are suspended. And it's the unsuspending is not once per turn, it's constantly. Like, as long as you keep dropping Tamer, you're going to keep unsuspending over and over and over. So that's how, yeah, he's only 12,000, which is why I say play the baby Demon, because 13k, it puts him up as a contender with other Digimon like Mastemon or Blackboard Greymon, so they won't block your attacks or, you know, anything to do to delete him like that. Alright, so as your I only play one Omnimon, Omni for game sometimes, just like Lobo. That's really all he's there for. There are times where let's say your Ulforce is unsuspended, he has blocker evade, you can go into your Omni. On Digivolution he gains splits, which you can swing in, but his other on Digivolution unsuspends him. So you can go into your Omni, Digivolve Blitz, and at the same time unsuspend, which gets you another check. And on top of that, you have a blocker with evade on top of Omnimon, because of the Venus. The effect still goes through even though he goes into Omnimon. So this can also help you out against Blackboard Greymon, because he can unsuspend. Let's say they try to delete him the next turn, they pass over turn. If they don't de-Digivolve him and they unsuspend their Blackboard, he's just going to return or trash the Ulforce to stay on the field. So you still have the Omni on the field to do some plays. So he's really useful, not just for that, but for, like I said, for game. Now, as far as the Tamers, we are playing 4 of the new Renas. Rena from bt11 is just amazing. On play, gives one of your Vidras or V Digimon blocker evade, so they can't be deleted by effects, and blockers, so obviously the block. All turns, if one of your Vidramons is suspended, you can suspend her to do their on Digivolution effects, which works with this Vidra Ulforce, because it'll let you play a blue Tamer and then do your combos by unsuspending, attacking, unsuspending, attacking over and over. Her other effect, whenever one of your blue Digimon becomes unsuspended, you gain a memory. That's only on your turn, but that's how you pass over turn to them, but then gain it back by getting all the memory back from your Vmons, Vidramons, and your Renas. Really good card. Probably the best Tamer Ulforce is ever going to get. Next, I'm playing 3 of the old Renas from BT2. On play, you get to search the top 3 for a V Digimon, not Vidra. It can be any Vmon, Vidramon, Ulforce, or Ulforceveedramon. So it's really good in case you are breaking the beginning, or you're missing your key piece like an Ulforce or even a level 5 or a level 4. You play her and try hopefully search for one of them. Her other effect, when you attack, you gain 1000 DP. So also helps with the Ulforce and the bt11. Instead of going to 13, you're going to 14, which brings me back again to the Blackboard Gray matchup, because that's probably Ulforce is one of the hardest matchups to go up against, and you're going to be seeing it a lot. You're going to swing with 14k. They're not going to want to block that because they're not going to want to get rid of their Digimon. And if they do, I mean, they're probably about to lose, so they're going to have to. And then you still get to keep your Digimon unsuspended, ready to do another attack. It also activates your bt11 Ulforceveedramon, because you can do her on play whenever you attack with the inheritable of the bt11 Ulforceveedramon. So you can search for another V in case you need to start another stack in raising and you're missing a piece. Next two tamers we play are two Tai Kamiyas. 2-drop, very easy to just drop and unsuspend an Ulforce, or a way to get an extra card draw, because this guy, if you have a Vidra on your field, you can suspend it and either give him 1000 DP or you can draw a card. So if you are at 2 memory and your Ulforce is suspended and you need that one extra hit, a 2-drop Tai will do the job. You can just swing for game. It also can a great way for you to choke your opponent to 1, or even to just put them to 2 in case they need that extra memory to go to their their combos. So a great way to choke and to unsuspend your Ulforces. I am playing only 2 Jerrys. Jerry's, she's really good, don't get me wrong. You get to play a Leomon for free. And especially when it comes out of security, you drop it. They think they're going for game next swing, but here comes Lobomon to stop that. The problem is she's a 4-drop, so you never really want to hard play her unless you absolutely have to get a Leomon out on the field. You always want to do it with the Ulforce on Digivolution ability, because 4-drop is just a lot of memory to give to drop it. But their other effect, when they attack, you suspend it. It doesn't matter if they're attacking your security or your Digimon, and you get to draw a card. So it also gives you draw power. So she's really good for that as well. Last 2 tamers I play are the Davises. Davis is just your standard searcher and memory setter. You play him for 4 off of at the beginning of the game, if you draw 1, just drop it. You're gonna want to go to 3 every turn anyways. But if you need to, if you get a chance to drop it with the Ulforce, then obviously that would be the better choice, because you're getting a value of 4 extra memory from the 4-drop, the 4 Evo Ulforce. So you're searching for your pieces, and the good thing about Davis is it doesn't search only just V or Vidras. So you can get your Lobos, you can get your Madokis, you can get your Leomons. The only thing you can't get is your Omni, unfortunately. But he is just too good to not play. And as far as options, I am playing 2 memory boost, search for, get a blue Digimon from those 4, and then delay 2 memory. Pretty standard. This can also help you extend plays if they choke you to 1 and you have a level 4 on your raising. Use this, go to 3, go into your Ulforceveedramon, and then you can go into an Ulforce and then bounce whatever Digimon they have on the field, and then do your plays on top of that. So really good to have the good searcher and good way for it to come out of security as well. And the last option we play is Ice Wall, because every blue deck needs to play an Ice Wall. Ice Wall is your only defensive card in this deck that I play. When you play it, they lose 2 memory whenever they attack. So this stops stops Grandis from OTKing you, or any other, if they're about to go for game, you got 2 checks, 1 check, whatever, drop this. It'll be hard for them to get to those last few checks because of the lose 2 memory. It's also a good way for you to choke your opponent to 1. So too good not to put this in this deck. I know I say that about a lot of cards, but this is a staple in all blue decks. So that's it for my Ulforce deck profile. I've been waiting for, I don't know, since BT2, since when Ulforce was, barely came out back then. And yeah, we finally got another a competitive Ulforce. I believe Ulforce can get to can top in any kind of event. he is really good, and he's I believe he's competitive. So hopefully we get to see somebody pop off with him and give us a good show. But anyways, thanks guys for watching the video. If you liked the video, like, subscribe, and hit the notification so you can see more videos coming up. Thanks guys.